This is Channel 5 News in the headlines. IMF projects above 3% economic growth for the current financial year. Attorney for the Police Welfare Association executive holds amicable meeting with police chief over allegations of subversion, and youth violence and abuse in the region reach disturbing proportions. I am Idona John Baptist with the Channel 5 News. Details coming up. First up, despite weak economic activity in 2016, according to findings by visiting IMF staff, economic growth is expected to pick up to above 3% in the 2017 financial year.
The team from the International Monetary Fund completed its 2017 Article 4 consultation with Dominica after its mission here from March 7 to 20. The IMF staff mission found that authorities have continued to focus on infrastructure rehabilitation and social relief while addressing fiscal sustainability since Tropical Storm Erika. It went on to say that significant effort and resources were allocated to the reconstruction of public infrastructure and support to the affected population, while the first generation of fiscal measures committed in the rapid credit facility disbursement and some additional measures have been passed. Weak economic activity is being linked to capacity constraints and unfavorable weather conditions, which slowed public investments more than anticipated. The IMF mission says despite high citizenship by investment revenues, the economic outlook has deteriorated largely due to lower projected grant revenues, an increase in social transfers, and the reduction of the corporate income tax rate in January 2017, among other factors. IMF has recommended that government limits the increase in the wage bill, develop a formal tax incentives policy for private investment, prepare revenue-enhancing tax reform, and improve spending efficiency through better targeting and means testing of social programs. Enhancing budget preparation and execution processes and further improving the integrity of the CBI program have also been highlighted as measures to be taken to strengthen fiscal management. The IMF says growth is projected to accelerate to above 3% in 2017-2018 on the back of a pickup in public investment and several large-scale projects, and to stabilize at a potential rate of 1.5% over the medium term.
Other top stories. The executive of the Police Welfare Association is seeking to resolve a matter with the police chief where they have had to seek legal representation to quell the situation.
Executive members of the PWA were invited to a meeting with the police chief at the police headquarters on Wednesday. They were accompanied by their attorney, Wayne Norday. Norday told the Channel 5 News they met with the police chief in relation to an allegation of subversion against the executive of the PWA.
I had been instructed by members of the executive of the Police Welfare Association that certain allegations and strong allegations have been made in relation to certain members of the association. The allegations that was reported to me by the executive, that never came up in the meeting, but the chief of police had a healthy discussion with the executive in relation to advising them how to deal with the general membership, certain things that he had observed with the general membership, and basically was sort of trying to guide the Police Welfare Association on the correct path on how to deal with certain things within the membership of the police force.
Norday says despite other media reports, the police chief did not try to throw him out of the meeting. He describes the meeting as cordial and professional.
That is totally untrue. I read it in the media also, that the chief of police demanded that I leave. That is just totally untrue, because as rightly as he did, when he saw me, he inquired of my presence of being in the meeting and in what capacity. I explained to him in what capacity. We had an exchange, there was communication, and then he agreed, okay, that I should remain, and as in his own words, he said, in moving forward, and the meeting went on. But at no time did the chief of police demand or ask me to leave.
So as it stands, has the matter been definitely resolved?
No, as I said in the media before, I have to sit with the members of the Police Welfare Association again and look for a way forward, how we're going to deal with that actual allegation.
Okay.
So it haven't been resolved. We haven't even met after the meeting with the police commissioner. So that part have not even been resolved. I think the members of the association want so much. What they want so much is an apology.
On to education, the board of directors of the Orion Academy has described the dismissal of Queen Thomas as principal as a new beginning for the school. Here's Julian Morris with that story.
Thomas, who has threatened litigation, says her contract does not end until August 2017. The board informed her by letter on Monday that Tuesday would be her last day on the job. Thomas met with parents on Tuesday afternoon.
A few weeks ago, as was earlier stated, a teacher resigned because of behavioral issues that the school was faced with, because his iPad was allegedly stolen and hidden in the classroom, and no one could be identified. A few weeks later, my personal cell phone was stolen from that same class. And as a result, I called in the parents and I called in the police to investigate the matter. Only a week after those sort of behaviors, I am being given this dismissal letter. The investigations revealed that the chairman's son was allegedly the one involved in the matter.
Thomas says her request for a meeting with parents and another with the board to discuss the matter has been turned down.
It is indeed regrettable that at this point, in the middle of a term, a week before mock exam starts, I have been issued a dismissal letter which breached my contract. It has put or placed your students in a position where they do not have a principal, or the fee formers do not have an English teacher and a social studies teacher to support them with the preparation of their SBAs. Sadly, I have to do what is in my best interest. And the actions of the chair has opened up the school to litigations and financial loss.
However, the board and the PTA steering committee said they decided not to renew Thomas's contract because of poor performance. Thomas said the board did say in the dismissal letter that she was being dismissed upon an evaluation exercise. She wrote the board in February to express interest in re-employment.
I have not received any information as to what the results were, neither notification. I have not been privy to the instruments used to assess anybody. My information is that a number of parents did not receive any document in relation to the survey.
As Dominica joined the rest of the world in observing World Water Day on Wednesday, the country's Minister for Water Resource Management says he is pleased with Dominica's progress at achieving one of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Andrea Louis has more.
The UN's SDG number 6, ensure access to water and sanitation for all, is one of the 17 goals expected to be accomplished by the year 2030. Speaking to Channel 5 News earlier, the Water Resource Management Minister, Reginald Forestry, said the country was well on track to achieving this goal, but Tropical Storm Erica impeded the process.
As you know, we had some setbacks for Tropical Storm Erica. A number of our major water infrastructure was in fact destroyed. You had bends, Coolibistry, Bells, and these were new water systems that were put in place. And following Erica, the government, through the Dominican Social Security, made a loan of some $13 million to the WASCO to redouble our efforts in terms of meeting that very serious goal.
The minister says the construction of permanent structures for the storage of water is well underway as government is committed to ensuring access to potable water for all. Water intakes on the west coast were among the hardest hit from the tropical storm.
To date, I can say that we have almost 100% restored, even temporarily, the systems. We have entered into a $1.3 million contract with the contractor. He has since cleared the road to the intake, and I think he has completed the removal of debris and so in the intake. So that water system is a little more stable and a little more steady, but there's still a lot of work to be done. Work is going on in the Bells Penrise system. We have not started work yet on the Benz water system. We have the funding for that, though. We have not started. So I believe that with all the challenges being faced by the WASCO and the country in general, we have moved very quickly and rapidly to restoring the water systems that were damaged and to improve on some of the works that were already in the pipeline.
9 storage tanks are being installed as part of the West Coast Water Network.
We were doing that through the World Bank under the Vulnerability Reduction Program. And contracts have been signed and work should have started on quite a bit of those intakes, including the intake in Grange for the Portsmouth Lagoon water system, the intake in Savonpai for the Savonpai water system, and the intake in Cottage. Contracts were signed a few weeks ago, and work is ongoing on those programs.
A major CDB-funded project for improvement to the Antrim water system is also on the cards as Dominica continues on the path towards achieving UN SDG number 6 by 2030. Andrea Louis, Channel 5 News.
Coming up, another major step for fisheries in Biosh. That and more when we return. Welcome back. Disturbing is how the results of a study carried out by UNICEF on child abuse and violence in the region is being described. Here's more in that report.
The comments came from communications specialist with UNICEF, Patrick Knight, who says steps must be taken to make the Caribbean a safer place for children.
As you know, child abuse, especially child sexual abuse, is so ingrained that the last study we did found that 3 out of every 5 girls and 2 out of every 5 boys experience some sort, especially of sexual abuse, during their childhood, making the Caribbean one of the most violent regions in terms of sexual abuse. And that is something that we must tackle head on.
Knight was speaking at the 3-day Youth Empowerment Symposium, where another guest speaker, a co-founder of the Barbados-based Lead for Life organization, also informed participants of other alarming figures regarding youth violence.
UNICEF figures again put the number of children who suffer from violence every year between 500 million to 1.5 billion. More than 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 7 boys experience sexual violence before the age of 18. In a case study done in Dominica in 2009, that's entitled Violence Against Children and Evaluation of the Environment, it was found that girls are more likely to be robbed at school. The range of boys never to be robbed was at 43 to 63%, while the girls was at a low of 21 to 47%. Alternatively, younger children and boys in general are more likely to have been chased by gangs in schools. This is violence.
Despite these statistics, Dominica's non-governmental organizations are being commended for their leadership role in tackling the issue of child abuse and violence.
This is actually something that we would like to see replicated throughout the entire Caribbean. And once again, it shows the leadership of Dominica, because I cannot remember seeing in the region a similar symposium organized by non-governmental bodies. I want to commend the organizers and pledge to continue to support them in this very important endeavor.
The Youth Empowerment Symposium is organized by the East Dominica Children's Federation, which will soon be rebranded to Children and Youth Development Federation.
In keeping with the country's thrust towards access to potable water for all, a healthy forest is key to ensuring a healthy water resource. As a result of the tremendous benefits of the forest to Dominica's water reserves and other sectors, the Forestry Division will, before the end of the year, conduct a forest inventory to determine the exact percentage of forest cover in Dominica.
Dominica is also currently getting ready to undertake a comprehensive national forest inventory initiative, which will hopefully begin later this year as part of the World Bank-funded multi-million-dollar Disaster Reduction and Vulnerability Project, or DVRP. Government considers it to be an important part of its mission to lead a process of collaboration with others with a view of preserving the nation's forests, rivers, and ecotourism product, preserving the marine environment and the country's biodiversity, and popularizing as it preserves the Nature Island concept and brand.
A healthy forest cover is not only important to the country's water supply, but also to the country's sustainable development efforts.
It conserves water resources. It prevents or minimizes flooding, reduces runoff, controls soil erosion, reduces river and marine siltation. It protects fisheries and investments in hydropower facilities. It preserves the biodiversity, also our cultures and tradition, and it also preserves the ecosystem services provided by the forest.
The fishing industry in Biosh is expected to receive a significant boost after a community development group presented its latest venture. The Biosh Enhancement Committee, Inc. launched its fisheries-related sales and marketing business on Wednesday. Government provided at least $20,000 in support.
The goal here is to buy and sell clean fish and fish products and advance the fishing industry in Biosh and Dominica by extension. We wanted to eradicate unemployment in the community and to educate the youth through sustainable fishing and general fishing practices.
The group, which also helped plan and execute the 2015 Biosh reunion, has announced plans to develop community tourism.
The group also plans to undertake major projects in the community. That is, the establishment of promenades in the village, which will incorporate a lobster pond, where persons can come and actually choose a live lobster to be cooked. Stores will be erected where we will have a daily supply of different fish meals. We plan on investing in a whale watch boat for tours, as we have one of the largest bat caves that can be easily accessed by sea. This right here is part of our tourism development goal.
The Biosh Enhancement Committee, Inc. was formed in 2012 with the main purpose of organizing the annual village feast and other community development efforts. 4 individuals are attached to the venture under the National Employment Program. That's news. Your sport highlights next with Kenny Williams.
First up, Dominica State College and St. Mary's Academy have booked spots in the finals of the 2017 Mass United Insurance Under-20 tournament with wins on Wednesday. In the DSC versus Pierre Charles Secondary encounter, DSC batted first and made 212 all-out. Dion Burton added 60, Derry Ogies 38, and Chevron Dorset 35. Sawan Lockhart took 6 for 25 and Jasion Alexander 2 for 88. In reply, PCSS made 56 with the highest score on their batting lineup being Nelson Maxims 24. Chevron Dorset took 4 for 9, Rian Abraham 2 for 19 and Lee Louisi 2 for 29. Batting a second time, DSC piled on 79 without loss of a wicket. Dion Burton scored an unbeaten 54. DSC won on first innings points. Meantime, St. Mary's Academy also defeated Casabou Secondary on first innings points. SMA batted first and scored 188 all-out. Taj Tavernier had a game high of 89, while Kermont Celestine assisted with 27 not out and Majid Peltier 17. Weston Flora bagged 6 for 80 and Carleon Wilshire 3 for 40. In reply, CBSS scored 56 all-out with 17 from Dion Williams and Asa Newton 12. Reese John Lewis picked up 4 for 9, Taj Tavernier 4 for 19, and Terrell Toussaint 2 for 12. This means that Dominica State College and St. Mary's Academy will meet up in the grand final on Monday and Tuesday at the stadium at 2 p.m. and 10 a.m. respectively. Meantime, Barbados Pride reached 293 for 2 at the end of the first day of their match against Guyana Jaguars in the WICB PCL Regional 4-Day on Thursday. Craig Brathwaite led the way with 143, while Shai Hope added 118, Shamara Brooks 14, and Anthony Allen 8. In football, Dominica Grammar School crushed Wesley High 8-0 in the DFA Sports Division Secondary School Girls League on Wednesday. Naomi Defoe registered a hat-trick with Janae Seraphine scoring 2. Shani Carty, Ariel Rogers, and Tinaya Thomas converted 1 each. Moving on to basketball, where Kaylee Clark was the star of the Portsmouth Secondary Girls team when she helped them score 54-18 against Isaiah Thomas Secondary on Wednesday. In the sports division organized competition, Clark had 9 rebounds and 6 steals. Melinda Andre assisted with 8 points and 7 rebounds. In a losing effort, ITSS Jennifer Joseph got 6 points and 6 rebounds, while Linnea chipped in with 6 points and 5 rebounds. Next up, one local boxing referee has made strides on the regional scene with added qualification in his field. This following a recent one-star course conducted for boxing referees in Barbados.
Dominica Boxing Association has just received news from the Caribbean Boxing Association that Mr. Joseph Fadol was successful at a recently conducted referee judge one-star course, which was held in Barbados in December last year. During the Caribbean Boxing Tournament, which was held in Barbados last year from the 3rd to the 12th of December, IBUS organized a one-star referee judge course for a number of Caribbean referee judges. And we are happy to announce today that Mr. Fadul was successful at that training exercise. He also participated in some of the fights that were organized at that tournament.
Finally, in sports, Domino will be ensured some level of continuity complements the efforts of one man. Renowned local domino coordinator Delvin Esprit says the sport has been gaining more traction at the primary school level over time.
As you know, last year we had 8 teams taking part in the competition, and this year we decided to extend it to 16 schools, and the schools are very much interested. As you can see, training sessions have been going on in various schools and so on, and the children are taking it quite interested in terms of playing dominoes, and giving them the opportunity really to concentrate a lot and to even add at a very fast pace in terms of their multiplication and everything else. So it's really good to know that the students getting involved and dominoes at the primary schools are alive.
The number of participating schools has doubled when compared to the previous year.
The 16 schools involved are Paybush, W.S. Stevens, the Grand Bay Grand 4 Primary School, the St. Luke's, the defending champions, the St. John's Primary, the Roosevelt Douglas Primary, the Caleb Laura, Salisbury Primary. We also have the SMP, the Goodwill. We also have Massac, Roseau, Saint-Sauveur, Maho, and Mount Prosperity taking part in that major competition. As you know, last year we had 8 teams taking part in the competition, and this year we decided to extend it to 16 schools, and the schools are very much interested. As you can see, training sessions have been going on in various schools and so on, and the children are taking it quite interesting in terms of playing dominoes. And if you realize that the schools we target is schools where the people playing a lot of dominoes, Salisbury, and we're talking about Portsmouth and Grand Bay and Paybush and those areas there. So we're hoping that we can have a keen competition, a number of prizes at stake, as you know, and that competition is being sponsored by Fine Foot Inc. for Fruitowit, so we hopefully that we're going to have a big competition.
The 2017 Primary Schools 400 Domino competition is carried for Friday at the Goodwill Primary School Auditorium at 10 a.m. That's all the sporting highlights for now. I am Kenny Williams. Join us next time.
We check in now with the Met Office for the latest weather update. Good evening and welcome to tonight's weather broadcast. Today, March 23rd, the Dominica Meteorological Service, together with the World Meteorological Organization and its member state, celebrated World Meteorological Day. This year, the theme was Understanding Clouds. We now take a look at conditions during the course of the day. Weak and stable conditions affected the area, and this resulted in fair to occasionally cloudy skies over the Lesser Antilles. Meanwhile, this area of cloudiness is associated with a southwards dipping frontal boundary. Visible satellite imagery showed fair to occasionally cloudy skies over Dominica during the afternoon. Radar imagery indicated minimal shower activity over the Lesser Antilles this afternoon. Conditions for tonight: fair to partly cloudy skies with a few brief scattered showers, and tomorrow partly cloudy to cloudy skies with a few scattered showers. Sea conditions tomorrow expected to be moderate in open water with waves expected to peak up to 7 feet. Taking a look at conditions into the weekend: Friday and Saturday, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with some scattered showers. An increase in cloudiness can be expected on Sunday, mostly cloudy skies with some showers during the earlier part of the day. However, by afternoon, a relative improvement in conditions can be expected. Across the region tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies with some showers can be expected over the extreme northern and extreme southern portion of the island chain, and the central portion of the region will experience partly cloudy to cloudy skies with some scattered showers. On the international scene, overcast skies in New York, possible thunderstorm activity expected in Miami and Caracas, and fair to partly cloudy conditions expected in London and Beijing. The sun will rise tomorrow at 6:06 a.m. and set at 6:17 p.m. For up-to-date information, log on to our website at weather.gov.dm or call the weather hotline at 447-5555. Thank you for viewing and join us next time. Good night. To end the news, the headlines again. IMF projects above 3% economic growth for the current financial year. Attorney for the Police Welfare Association executive holds amicable meeting with police chief over allegations of subversion. And youth violence and abuse in the region reach disturbing proportions. Feel free to contact us at news@marpin2k4.com. You can access the news on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Idona Jean-Baptiste, and to our viewers around the world, thank you for watching. Join us tomorrow.